In 1994, gamers were treated to something they had never seen before, with Donkey Kong Country on the Super Nintendo. Now, I know this game's gotten a lot of criticism in the past. Just people say, oh, all you're doing is running and jumping and it's boring. But you know what, Max?
What, Ryan?
I'm here today to tell you that if you think this game sucks, it's only because you can't beat it.
Ooh, denied.
Denied. This game was revolutionary. I'm gonna be honest. Sure, everyone says, oh, it was just for the graphics and all that stuff. I'll admit that the graphics were what made me buy the game originally, but it wasn't the graphics that made me go back and play it 20 times after that.
I think it's just because we're like a bunch of little kids when we first bought the game. So, of course, you're going to think, ooh, look at the graphics. But graphics isn't everything.
That is true. Graphics aren't everything. Gameplay is the most important, as we said before. And
gameplay is excellent on this game.
I will say that. It may seem simple, but you don't need it to be complicated.
There's
nothing wrong with it being simple. But we're not here to talk today about Donkey Kong Country, are we, Max?
Yeah, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about Donkey Kong Country 2, a game that came out a year later, and it's kind of like Super Mario Bros. 3. It takes everything that was good in the original, and yes, I'm skipping Super Mario Bros. 2. It takes everything that was good in the original, it makes it better, but in the long run, isn't as popular in the end as the original.
It kind of sucks ass.
Yeah, Donkey Kong Country 2 took everything that was good about the original and took it up one notch.
I say 2 notches sometimes.
2 notches?
Some of them are 2 notches, yeah.
2 notches? The graphics were better, the music was
insane.
Yes, insane.
Well, I say the graphics, they didn't do really much on the graphics, though.
I think some of the parts, like, remember when the water freezes?
Yeah, that's
some of the
cool.
stuff like that.
It's not a big change. I think stage themes and music is what.
Well, even the gameplay was better. Like, there were new moves added to the Kongs. They could climb up on each other's shoulders. One of them could swing her hair around so that she could sort of glide.
What's her name?
Dixie Kong.
Yeah, Dixie Kong.
There was a different Kong, and we'll get into that later because there is a story in this game. So we'll talk about that later. But let's start simple. Gameplay. Max, let's talk about the gameplay. Let's say how does this game go? What's the object of the game?
The object of the game is to get to the end of the level, basically, but you have to fight these bosses at the end of each level. Let's say stages, worlds, yeah. And then you get to the end of the whole game, which you fight King K. Rool, which is hard as shit. Yes. But the whole gameplay is probably it must be the hardest in the series.
Oh yeah.
So the gameplay is very hard. It's not so hard to some people because it's a platformer, but it's
if it's the first time you've played this game, you will get owned. The game
kicked.
The game will rape you. We're not even kidding. If you came off of the original Donkey Kong Country and then you played Donkey Kong Country 2, you will definitely sense it's a lot harder. And let's give an example. In the original Donkey Kong Country, when you wanted to save, it was kind of difficult if you were still new at the game because you had to get to a certain area of the world before you can actually save. But this game, as we said, took it up one more notch in the difficult way because you actually had to pay the motherfuckers for them to save your game. And that's, I guess, more realistic, and nowadays it's like, oh, you want me to do something for you? Give me some cash, mofo. So, yeah, you need coins, and
that's what made it very hard for a lot of people.
Yeah,
it got a lot of people frustrated and throw the game around, probably
because it's not just saving either. You need coins for everything. If you want information from Cranky Kong, you gotta pay him. If you want to fly somewhere, you gotta pay Funky Kong.
They're being Jewish.
Yeah, okay.
All the people are being Jewish in this game, so.
Well, now let's talk about what was it? Music. Let's talk about the music. Max, how addicting is this music?
Oh my freaking god, the music is insane, man. Oh my god, the music is. I can't even explain what. The music is just boosh,
boosh.
In your face.
Yeah. Let me put it this way. Each level is different, as in most platformers, and what the music does is it perfectly creates the sense of where you're at right now. Like, I'll give you an example. Let's say the Bramble level has this peaceful music that goes with it. You're in a swamp. The music goes with it perfectly. You're in a lava level. The music goes with it perfectly. And the best way to do it is for you to listen to it. So buy the game and listen to the music because it's addicting as hell.
What we did, we just like didn't even play the game at like one day. We just listened to all the music in the game and we just took it in. And we were like, shit, this game is awesome. This game has awesome music.
And it truly showed what the Super Nintendo was capable of, and how, if you compare it to the Sega Genesis, it was a hell of a lot better than the Sega Genesis music you were hearing at the time. Even like Sega CD and 32X.
Well, what I like about it is that there's like, there's a dark side to this game, and there's a peaceful side. And peaceful, like Rambo level, is very peaceful.
You sense a few things. For one thing, it does have a pirate theme, which is kind of obvious from the beginning, because you're on a ship. And there's also a darker sense to it. It seems to be like a little bit step up. Like
King K. Rool wants you dead.
Yeah, King K. Rool is pissed. He wants you dead. And that's especially shown in the last boss, because the last boss is probably the hardest part of this whole game. And we're not talking about the last boss. We're talking about the last boss. Now, what's the last boss? We'll tell you. The last boss, you're fighting Captain K. Rool, and I think he's not King K. Rool. Well, he's Captain this game. He's become a captain. And why is Captain K. Rool so hard? Well, he starts shooting at you, he glides at you, he does everything. And every time you get him down, he gets back up. He's no pussy, he'll get up and he'll fight to the end. So anyway, you fight on, and finally Donkey Kong escapes the ropes that he's tied to, knocks K. Rool right in the grill, and he goes flying out of the ship and gets attacked by sharks. But here's the thing, the game's not over yet. You actually have to collect 50 coins, go to a lost world, and then fight him again. And this time, he's pissed even more, and he doesn't even care anymore about a fair fight. He just shoots you non-stop with a barrage of bullets, and you have to dodge them all. And then finally, you can kill him at the end. You see this great ending where he goes flying into this pit with light coming out of it, and you see the final ending. But here's the thing. It's not over yet there either, because at the very end, you see King K. Rool's island being destroyed, and then you see a ship going away with a sinister laugh, showing that Donkey Kong Country 3 will be coming out soon.
It's kind of disappointing for me in a way.
Yeah, well, we're not going to go that much into it. Let's just say this. The last boss was nowhere. You think last Donkey Kong Country game, climactic boss one? I'm just going to end it by saying no. No, there was no climactic boss fight there.
It's more of a lazy scientist, King K. Rool.
Well, let's not get too much into it. Maybe we'll do a review in the future of it. Maybe not. We'll see. It wasn't a bad game. It just wasn't as good.
All right, let's wrap this up.
Okay.
Do you think this game is a buy?
Insanity.
Yes.
Of course, yes. Who the fuck are you if you say this game sucks? Go die. We hate you. Don't look at our videos. But anyways, let's talk about the camos and the end of the game. This is the first time they showed the 3 Mario characters in 3D, which was Yoshi, Mario, and Link. Like, Mario's first. Well, whatever. But Mario was first, Yoshi was second, Link was third. Also, in the end, there's a garbage can, right? And it was full with Earthworm Jim's gun and Sonic's shoes. And what did it say on that trash can?
No hopers. A complete kick to the nuts for Sega.
Yeah, I think at the time they were rivals and they were fighting. They were trying to be, which one's the best one? But
take shots at each other.
Basically, it's just a slap in the face for Sega. And
ponage through games.
Well, I think this game deserved to slap Sega in the face.
I think that they didn't even have to put that. They slapped him in the face anyway.
Yeah, they do. Sega's not around anymore, right? Not making any more systems, so.
Well, actually, Max, I heard a rumor, and this may just be a rumor, but I heard a rumor that Sega's making a next-gen system.
Maybe it'll be good.
Maybe
it won't go down the drain like, say, Dreamcast.
Don't insult the Dreamcast, Max. The Dreamcast was awesome.
Well, anyways, let's not get off topic. That was the review of Donkey Kong Country 2. Hope you enjoyed it. See you later. Bye.
Peace.